first of all, thank you very much, Judge Judy Slayer, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you coming in. Right. So it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done this. First of all, oh wow, I didn't even notice. Dang it. I thought I had gotten this. Either way, it's been a while. Yes, it's been a while. Since I've streamed. Just life and stress and all that other jazz, all that craziness. Yeah. So, um, what did I want to say? Yeah, like to be honest, at this point, because I've said a lot about like what I want the stream to be. And I think at this point it doesn't even make sense to say that anymore. It makes more sense to just be like, yo, we're gonna just do something today. Mainly because that's like I have the issue of if I'm not like if I don't believe in the thing that I'm doing personally, like it's really hard for me it's really hard for me to stay on it. Like so the last time was me trying to work on tech is hiring. And to be honest, the more I think about it, the more I don't think it's a good idea to build up. Not that it's not a good idea, there's a lot of learning to be had for building the website, but I just don't think the value I don't think there's much value there. And even when I was trying to work on it, that was an issue for me. And I just couldn't get myself to like work on it. Honestly, I would just sit there and be like, "What's the point?" And I didn't know what to do. And I mean, that's on me. And a little quiet compared to the music. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, what's up, man? Oh, so, man, why can't I remember you? Thanks. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. I'm gonna, like, I have your face in my head. This is extremely embarrassing. I cannot remember your name for the life of me. It's been forever. Like, I obviously know who you are, but like, good lord, it's been like years since we talked. Maybe, maybe like 4, 5, 6 years. Cause you moved away from Florida, right? Like you moved away for a bit, or maybe it's not necessarily you moved away from Florida. I know, like the FGC back, nah, still in Miami. Yeah, that's what I was figured. That's what I figured. I know you played like KOF, and when I don't know if you played while the scene was kind of popping. But yeah, I haven't seen you in forever. And then I moved to Jamaica. This is Jamaica. And obviously I hadn't seen you, and then I stopped hanging out on my, yeah. I'm recluse, and yes, KOF and Tekken I played with the cats at the piano room. I don't even know what the piano room is. I don't know if that's something fairly new. Like I remember, is it Versus? I remember Versus in Pompano, and I remember the arcade in Miami, like Deep Miami. FIU piano. Oh yeah, no, I haven't. I didn't go there. I didn't go there. Like that was either I probably just didn't hear of it. Also used to go to the Arcade Odyssey. Yeah, I know Versus is a bit of a trip for people from we're talking about FGC as opposed to programming. Yeah, I know Versus is a bit of a trip for people in Miami. I mean, Versus closed down at this point, so uh, but yeah, I mean, I play SF5 still. Um, but yeah. Oh shit, I didn't even realize you followed. Thanks. um, but yeah, like let me know how the FGC is in Miami still, cause I haven't heard anything about it since. I mean, since I left, I haven't really followed. Um, and like the place that I kind of focused on was Versus, and that's done. So I don't know. Like like there's a few people who I follow. You know, like I still follow Orlando on Twitch, but he just doesn't stream. You know, it's pretty solid. Ryan has been doing the Lions work of keeping it popping among us. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You know, I know he was doing stuff in like not Pompano, in Pembroke or like Miramar or wherever. Like he was doing a lot of those events. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just kept doing that. He's pretty good to you. Pretty good to you. Um but yeah, happy to hear that things are still going on, you know. Like I know the last couple of years has been kind of weird because it's just less and less people kind of. Well, I don't know about Miami. I know for like versus people didn't come out as much, and then the pandemic just kind of ruined everything, you know. Anyways, let me get off of Florida FGC and back to this thing. So the goal here is I'm just gonna do something. I'm gonna go do what is it? I'm gonna go follow this tutorial on FreeCodeCamp. I hope the music isn't. I tried to make the music as low as possible. Um, so that it's not too crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go work on this thing from FreeCodeCamp. Just learn the hell. Yeah, just learn Node. While I come up with something better to do, or while I come across a project that I'm interested in, or whatever. But that's the idea, you know. What did I want to do? Yeah. So, oh, I guess one other quick thing that I should talk about. You know, I have the little graphic here. You know, and you know, people might have seen the what you call it. The stream is starting soon. I just kind of it's a little bit of quality of life, and then you know I have the music in the background. That's it's funny enough. It's funny enough. It's a fighting game theme from SF5, which um is actually pretty chill. Um, yeah, I don't intrinsically know JavaScript, so watching you work on it will low key help me learn it by observation. So looking forward to. Yeah, JavaScript is fun. It's fun. I don't know if you're on Tech Twitter any at all, but like Tech Twitter lives and dies by JavaScript. It's fairly. I don't want to say it's easy to learn. But it's fun. You know, I enjoy it. Like I actually like using JavaScript. It's quirky as hell. Like it's really quirky. It has, and I mean, I think it's quirky mainly because of its birth. Like it was kind of made in 10 days, and it was made with like this one use case, and then now everybody is like forcing their use case into the language. And so now like JavaScript is trying to do all of these jobs. I mean, even Node, right? Like JavaScript was meant to be run in the browser, right? Just the browser, and no and like Node was just like screw it. We're gonna we're gonna have it run on a machine directly. You know what I mean? So everybody just kind of forces their use case into JavaScript, and now JavaScript is like this chimera of a language. But you know, and it's still easy to use. You know, it's still a whole bunch of the web. So JavaScript, you know. Plus, like if you have a browser, you know, you could just open up DevTools and just write some JavaScript code, and you're good. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, I hope that I hope that you know this stream is helpful. Um, Let me know about the music, by the way. Um, damn fly. Let me know about the music, by the way. So, because this is the first time I'm actually running music on the stream. I'm probably just going to play this song. Give me 1 second. Um, but yeah, I'm probably just gonna play this song throughout, like unless I come up with, because the big issue I have is, and you can't see my screen because I'm not sharing it as yet, but the big issue that I have is I don't know what's copywritten, and I know Twitch gets salty about specific types of music. So I'm just hoping that at the very least it's not getting salty about this song. Which if it does, then lesson learned. But yeah, let me. This is going to be a lot more annoying than. I need to get to a second screen, man. I don't even know what I'm doing. Anyways, so is there a way I can make this any lower? I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
Before we install Node, let's quickly cover some
Let's see.
major differences between.
So, okay, let me talk about the course a little bit. I don't know everything about the course. In fact, since
This
there's
8-hour course.
a introduction. Um, so this is FreeCodeCamp's Node.js and Express course. I don't know exactly who did it. So there's a course that I actually want to go through from Udemy. Um, I bought the course and I think it's a great course, but I don't want to stream it until I get like permission from the course owner to stream it, which I may never get. I sent him an email earlier today. Like to be quite honest, like all of this is kind of random. Like all of why don't I have the stream chat up? Yeah, all of this is kind of random. Um, I just like pretty much I woke up and as per usual I was just kind of dreading the stream because I was just like I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. And then I was just like screw it, I'm just going to do a course until I come up with something better because then at the very least I'm learning something as opposed to sitting there and just being like I'm not going to stream, you know. Anyways, so let me go back up here. So this is this is Free Code Camp's Node.js and Express course. Um, from the curriculum that I saw, they kind of go through everything about Node. So they go through like the actual I don't want to call it a tool. The actual not framework, runtime itself. I'm assuming the thing I know for sure is that they'll do like a lot of the basic like read write stuff before we start getting into like Express. By the way, it's Node and Express, it's not just Node. Um, it's obviously a fairly lengthy course. So my intention is to just kind of go through this until either, hopefully, I'm hoping that the other person goes, hey, yeah, sure, you can stream my course on Udemy, and then I can just go through that. I was going through it and I really enjoyed it at the time, but what was the other thing? Yeah, anyways, I'm just going to go through this, and yeah. So let
Course
me
will
go.
teach you the fundamentals of Node.js and Express, so you can start creating back-end and full-stack web apps using JavaScript. This course was created by John Smilga. John has created a bunch
Thanks.
of courses, including many of the more popular courses on.
I'm not even sure if I should be doing this, but At this point, this guy doesn't fuck around. He's got a resin printer right behind him. I have no idea what a resin printer is. Oh man. Yeah, now I'm looking at all of his stuff in the background. That, by the way, this guy's not the guy who's teaching the course. It's somebody else. Like he's been. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Now, yeah, now I'm literally looking at all of his stuff in the back. Yeah, he doesn't play around at all. Um, he's been in like a lot of the Freed Code Camps videos, like just kind of introducing the course. Like what I'm thinking, and I'm not sure, so if anybody else kind of pops in, or this is gonna end up on YouTube, so if people know, like I don't know if they're like just if they're taking courses from like other media and then they're making some form of deal with the instructor to just share their course free on YouTube, or if that person is actively like making a course for YouTube. I'm not sure. I think it's the former because I took a dynamic programming course um, to learn dynamic programming, and it really felt like the course existed elsewhere, and then Free Code Camp just kind of spoke with the person and it was just like, hey, do you mind us posting it on Free Code Camp? And he was like, sure. At least that's what it feels like. So either way, I am hoping that just going through this course is okay, because I'm just hoping it's okay. Like at this point, I don't really have any other ideas, so I'm just gonna go through this. I like if somebody yells at me and tells me I can't do this, then I'll stop. Um, but yeah,
On the Free Code Camp YouTube channel. John
You
let me go
know,
are
past.
very hands-on, so you will create a bunch of projects while you're learning.
what's up, everybody? This is John from Coding Addict, and welcome to Node and Express tutorial video, where we'll cover fundamental building blocks of Node and Express.js framework. Now, since I want everyone to be on the same page, we'll start the series with Node and Express fundamentals and gradually move to more complex topics. We will build complex REST API with Express.js as well as full-blown MERN application. In this comprehensive Node.js course,
Uh, hmm. I don't know. I feel really weird that this person's just kind of doing the talking when I spent the last couple of weeks doing all the talking for the stream. Like I'm just sitting here listening to him. Actually, let me turn the is the volume for the video okay? Um, Actually, now that I think of it, the volume for the video is probably affected by this slider. Okay, cool. I know I have this like all the way up. So I'm hoping that like the music in the background is not too distracting from the video audio. I guess let me know if it's an issue.
you'll not only learn fundamentals of Node, but also many related technologies like Express.js framework, MongoDB, as well as Mongoose. The main goal of the course is to show you how to build modern, fast, and scalable server-side web applications with Node. Like in all my other courses, to solidify our knowledge, we'll build a bunch of cool apps and go through the steps of deployment as well. Lastly, let me just say this. If you're like me and you enjoy learning new tech by building projects
One
instead of
minute.
going through the slides, you will enjoy this course. All right, and let's start by answering the most obvious question first. What is Node.js? And even though there are plenty of good answers out there, the one that I like the most is this one. Node.js is an environment to run JavaScript outside of the browser. Node.js was created in 2009 and it's built on top of Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. As you probably are aware of, every browser has an engine, a tool that compiles our code down to machine code, and Chrome uses one by the
Thanks, Nightbot.
name of V8. In extremely simple terms, the creator of Node, Ryan Dahl, ripped out the V8 engine and built Node on top of it. Since the moment it was created, Node has evolved tremendously. And while there are many things to like about Node, I particularly enjoy larger development
I'm
that
gonna
in
skip
as far as course
through a lot of
requirements go.
this.
Language is basic HTML elements. Think amount of Node language fundamentals. While you can still follow along with the course without
Actually, do you want to go through all of this? Because like I kind of have a good idea of Node. Like a lot of it is just kind of learning the syntax and just maybe learning how to do specific things. But I guess yeah. I don't. I guess this is for me.
knowing basics. It's crucial if you want to understand how stuff works behind the scenes.
uh,
Obvious question first. What is
alright,
Node.js?
that's not it.
There are not that many. And before we install Node, let's quickly cover some major differences between browser JavaScript and Node.js. So essentially how Node.js apps are different from the browser JavaScript app. And let's start with the biggest one. When working on Node.js app, you have no access, let me repeat, no access to browser APIs. Since, well, they don't simply exist in Node. There is no browser. So there's no DOM, there's no geolocation, no fetch, and all the other cool browser goodies. You see, unlike browser apps that are interactive, for example, user clicks the button or toggles the nav and that sort of thing, with Node, we build server-side apps. And I know it's hard to picture that right now, but our Node apps will only consist of pure logic without the graphical interface. On that note, you know how in browser apps we use a bunch of cool things available on the window object. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but that's also not available in Node. For example, unlike browser, we can access file system, info about our operating system, respond to network requests, just to name a few. Also, another major benefit of Node is the fact that it's based on version. So, unlike browser apps, which depend on the user's browser, our Node app depends only on Node.js version it was built in. So, in other words, if we build a browser app and if our user's browser does not support a specific feature, it is our responsibility to fix it. Otherwise, our app might have bugs, correct? But when we're done building our Node app, there's no rule that we have to upgrade to a newer Node.js version and possibly break our app. We're modules and add modules. And while the general idea for the LTS version answer yes to all the questions, and if you don't get some weird bugs, congrats,
This
you have
installation.
installed Node. In order to check
Alright, okay. Is that it?
if everything went correct, just first. I strongly suggest using let's 14 LTS, or if I don't think you'll have any issues if you use the current version instead. Now, also, since you're watching this in the future, your version number most likely is going to be greater than 14, basically greater than mine. I definitely suggest installing the LTS option that's offered to you instead of downgrading to my version. And if you're stressing about content being out of date, let me assure you that everything we cover in the course will work perfectly fine with your current Node version.
I have this strange feeling that that at some point in the future, that's not going to be words you would want to have said.
And eventually, if some bugs do creep in, I will definitely update the course content. So, long story short, just install your current LTS version, whatever it is, and you'll be
Do I have?
in good shape. So, in my case, it is 14. I have two big buttons, and of course, since I would want to go with LTS,
I have.
I'll click on the left one. Then notice we are getting the download package, and now I just need to go to my downloads and then crack it open. And
Oh,
then, like I
I'm
said, we just
following
need to
it.
answer yes to all the questions. So we go with continue. We just said want to continue with the videos. If next, if install is complete, hopefully
Okay, so
your computer. Install is complete. Index HTML, the rest. It evaluates our JavaScript code. But what about Node? How do we get Node to evaluate our code? And effectively, we have two options. A REPL, which stands for read, eval, print loop, and CLI executable, which just means running our app code in Node. If I have to be perfectly honest, REPL is for playing around, and CLI is essentially for everything else. In fact, this is going to be the first and most likely the only time we'll use a REPL in this course. And after that, CLI is going to be our best friend. How do we spin up the REPL? Well, we go to terminal, and in terminal, we simply type node, and then no arguments, nothing. We just press return or enter. However you would like to call the button, and that's it. Now notice we have this little angle bracket. That just means that we are in a REPL. And once we are in a REPL, we can do REPL things. What would be a first REPL thing we can do? Well, we can simply type our name. So const, and then name is equal to John. And there it is. Of course, now I can access name, and my name is John. As you can see, you're not going to write anything serious in here. And if you have written any vanilla JavaScript apps, you know that, of course, we can also do the same thing in a browser console. So we can also evaluate some code there, but of course, we're not going to write anything serious in a browser's console. So the same thing is for REPL. Yes, we can come here, we can play around. But when it comes to serious applications, of course, you'll pick a CLI executable instead. And in order to close the REPL, we simply go with Control and C. And as you can see, we have a suggestion that we need to press it again. And now, of course, we're out of the REPL. Not bad, not bad. We now know how the REPL works. But
isn't there supposed to be like a quit option? I know there's a quit option. And I am going to take the time to look up what the... You know what I just realized? I just realized that I did not set my timer. When did I start? Actually, let me go check when... God, I'm all over the place. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so I will give myself a timer of, call it 35 minutes. And then in 35 minutes, I will take a break. Probably, uh, I had a friend leave some weights here, so I'll probably do that. Not necessarily on stream, but I'll probably do that just talking to you guys. Um, because that sounds like a good idea. Man, I don't know. Like, I'm clearly a bad a bad Twitch viewer because I'm just seeing like all these emojis and stuff, and I'm just like, what? Is that? I think that's the dude from what you call it. Damn it! Why can't I remember the name of that damn game? Oh man. Yes, Metal Slug. Thank you. And it just runs off. Crazy bastard. Oh, what am I? Oh, right, yes. Uh, what is it? Exit node command. Ah, yes, exit node command line. Yeah. I'm just gonna. Really? There's supposed to be like what you call it? Yeah, process.exit. What is process.exit? Hmm. Process. You know what? That's interesting. How do I? Because I remember this from the other course that that we looked through the process object, I believe. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that. Node process. Yep, this is it. Yeah, it's this big, massive thing here. And like process for, I guess for who don't know, like you can effectively think of process as what document would be. Where document is this big object with all manner of things and um functions and stuff like that. Process is like the same thing, but it's for Node. You know. So like this is like my operating systems, Linux, so x64 operating system. Uh, I guess the only thing is like because this is not like dev tools in the browser, you can't just kind of click on things in case they're like for instance, I'd have to go and look at any of these things like what's the emit warning? So process dot emit warning. Is it camel case? Warning. Right. So I can't figure out how to get the function definition for that, which is something I'm interested in. I'm not that interested in doing it. I'm not going to derail the stream going down this rabbit hole. But yeah, let's go back to the video.
What about a more serious Node application?
So
How do we get Node to evaluate our code? Well, we would need to start by creating a project, right? So back on my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder, and surprise, surprise, I will call this tutorial. Why? Well, because we'll do tutorially things. And I'm going to say tutorial. Now, of course, if you want, you can add Node, but I'm just going to leave it as a tutorial. And then, of course, we'll have to use our text editor. In my case, like I already previously mentioned, I'm
all right, give me a second. I'm gonna set up a new project here. Close workspace, and here. Let's see. I guess we should just put it in Mern. Yeah, I guess we should just put it in Mern since eventually we're going to. Nah, I'm just gonna put it in Node for now. What am I doing? All right. Open folder, documents, workspace, Mern. I'm just gonna put it in Mern for now. Node. So FreeCodeCamp, Node, Express, tutorial. Yeah, that works. Yes, just authors.
I'm using Visual Studio Code, and my preferred method is just drag and drop. And then inside of the folder, what I would want is to create a new file, and this is the case where.
All right, give me a second. Just so this little bit. Okay, new file. What is this?
Where you can literally name it whatever you would want. And in my case, I'm gonna go with app and JS.
Really?
And in this app.js, I would want to write some more serious Node program. And the program is going to be following where there is a const. So there's a variable by the name of amount. And as a side note, I'll make this bigger and I'll probably bump up font size just so we can see a bit clearer. So we're going to go with const, and you know what? I'll also close this.
I probably should do the same, actually. How do I zoom? Okay. Let's do that. Let's not do too much. Let's not go crazy.
Sidebar. Hopefully
So
you see that I have the
what
file
else
by
can
the name
see?
of app.js. And like I previously
Right.
mentioned, we're going to have a variable by the name of amount, and it's going to be equal to 12. And now let's set up a if condition, where if amount is less than 10, then we simply console log small number, and otherwise we'll just say that the number is large. So we go with if and we're looking for amount is less than 10. And if that is the case, we go with console log and we'll just say small number. And
Oops.
otherwise, if it is, of course, equal or bigger than 10, then we go with console log and we say large number. And at the end of the day, we just write console log, hey, it's my first node app. As you can see, an extremely complicated functionality.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be a little stupid about this because console log. Let's see. This is my first node app. Um, number displayed. I don't know. In this application is a what is it? Is a number. What is number? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just typing. So make a no, not const. Let number equal empty string, and then number equal small number. Number equal large number.
And in this,
And then how do you run the terminal? I need to remember how to run the terminal, or not remember. I need to recognize this. And then of course, this is blocking. God, I really need another monitor. Where am I? Okay, cool. So I'm here already. So node app.js. Ooh, what is not defined? Oh, because I went number as opposed to screw it. um, how do I don't remember how to select all of them. Rename symbol is fine. What is number? Please don't change the last one. Cool. Man, I don't remember any of these commands. Or I don't know them in the first place. Anyways. Yeah. Hold on. I need to. Yay! I'm a real programmer. I promise.
this case, I'm just going to set up the template strings so you understand that, of course, we can use them here as well. I'll say, hey, it's my first node app. And if you want, of course, you can jam the hello world there somewhere as well, because that is the traditional approach with the first program. And then in order to execute this code, we effectively have two options. I can navigate back to my terminal and
Sorry, give me a
I can
second.
use somewhere as well, because that is the traditional approach with the first program. And then in order to execute this code, we effectively have two options. I can navigate back to my terminal and I can zoom in like so. And of course, now I'm in a root, so I would need to navigate to the desktop. And probably the fastest way is okay, execute my code. I just need to type node and then app.js. Now keep in mind that technically I could have done that from the root. We just need to provide the here's app.js where I app.js. Now keep in mind that technically I could have done that from the root. We just need to provide the full path where I go to users, blah, 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 and then tutorial. And of course, the file name is app.js. And let me bump up the font size even more. And the moment we run it, check it out. We have, believe me, we can, and of course, again, we would need to run the code. And we're going to go with Node and then app.js. Beautiful. We have small number, and we still have our hey is just to showcase that not only we can use quotation marks, but also we can use the template string as well. So that's one option. But if you
Why can we use template? Why can we use template? Jesus, why can I not say this phrase? Template literal? You know what? Template literals. Thank you. Why can we use template literals in Node, but we can't use ES6 imports? Can Node use template literals? I wonder if template literals are actually ES5 ES5 thing. Template literals are delimited with backticks, allowing embedded expressions called substitutions. Excuse me, why am I tired? It's probably because I ate so much. Description. Oh wait, I just have to check down here, right? This is just browser compatibility. Specification. When does it? I could just ask when. By the way, I need to kill this. When was template literals introduced to JavaScript? Excuse me. Template literals are new. Yeah, it's a ES6 thing. So why is it that Node can use ES6? Why can Node use template literals, but Node can't use imports? Why can't Node use why Node uses require instead of import? Thank you. Require instead of import. Require is non-lexical. It stays where. Okay. Okay, cool. Difference between Node.js require and ES6 import and export. Although require function and ES6 import share a lot of common and seem to perform the exact same function in code, they are different in many ways. Require is a non-lexical geek for geeks. Thank you for saving the world. Oh, hey, what's up, Jacob? This looks like a fun rabbit hole. Yes. Sorry. I was literally so caught up in. Excuse me. I was so caught up. Oh man, in trying to figure this out. Is common JS and import is ESM. 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 That's great. Now I have to go look up what ESM is. What is ESM? No defaults to. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. ECMAScript modules. No defaults to common JS style syntax. So I have a quick question. I know that like there's been, I don't know how much work has gone into it, but I know there's been like talks about Node taking on uh, more ES6, more EX6 stuff. Is that still a thing, or are they just focusing on other things? If you know, which is, it's funny. I'm like subscribed to all of their to a lot of their stuff, so I can literally like go into their channel and like they have a the switch to ESM is happening. What is OPT? Oh, okay. Cool, cool. I hope it happens soon because that's really annoying. I'm writing Node because I was like, I go to write React. I go to write React and it's just like, oh, import, blah 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 blah, and then I write Node and I go import, and it's just like stuff that I forget, and I just have to spend like an hour debugging it. It's like, why is this not working? You can name your file as m.mjs and it will use ESM. Really? Maybe Node 18 it will be default. I don't even know which version of Node am I running. Node version. Oh wow. Huh? When did they update? Cause I downloaded this. Well, either way. Hmm. You can name your files as MJS. I need to write all this stuff down. Actually, you know what? I have a notes file, which by the way, I really should have talked about. I have this thing here in case, in case, uh, anybody's interested in what's going on. So this is a tutorial that I'm going through. This is a link to the tutorial, and I have like a notes thing I have on Drive. So if you, because I kind of write stuff down every so often, especially in, let me see. So probably should, because I don't know too much about common.js and ESM. So look up later. Uh, the ESM, put this is, yes, modules. Give me a second, I'm just writing everything down. I guess this is more on one thing, so I will put this in. It's so weird to work with half your screen space. The switch to ESM, the switch to using ESM by default in Node. I'll just look that up later. Is there anything else? That is the official explanation. Oh, give me a second. Let me figure out how to. I don't know how to allow you to use links. Let uh allow links in Twitch chat for one person. How to allow links for Twitch chat? Like, I don't want to enable it completely. Why am I getting so many messages? Good God. Yeah. I don't want to unblock them. I just want to enable links for one person. Ah, permit command. Type with most bots. Thanks, Nightbot. Come on. Okay. Well, permit links, Twitch. Give me a sec. Oh, cool. Actually, you should. Is there a thing here? Okay, so let me just close that. Permit. No, this is bang. Permit. Come on. Alright, here's what I will do. Do me a favor. Where is it? Where's my notes? I'm going to one of these days I'll figure out how to do this. Let's do that for the moment. What is the permissions? Viewer, commenter. Okay, cool. Okay, so do me a favor, Jacob, and in the yeah, so go into the let me bring up the docs again. Stream notes. Go into the docs and I wonder if it's like Node.js. Let me just take this. Yeah, you should be able to write a comment. So Node.js slash. I feel like this is yeah, that's not Node.com. Where is Node.js.com? Is it .com or .org? Alright, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. So Node.js.org slash it's 2 slashes. Yep, cool. Thank you. Let's just see. Yes, thank you. Cool beans. Thanks much, man. Alright, cool. And then I'll just remove that so that I don't forget. Put it back to viewer. Done. Alright, thanks much. So I have that there. In fact, yeah, cool. I'll just leave that there. Where the hell? I completely lost my train of thought. I need to bring my Twitch chat back. Thanks much. Thank you, thank you. Alright, now back to the tutorial.
If you're familiar with VS Code, you know that it has this cool feature of integrated terminal, where effectively we have our terminal
Yep.
and also keep in mind ways when you're looking for the control and node or of course Node app.js because that's my first code using Node. As a note, if at any point during the course you need to compare your code to mine, just navigate to website johnsmilga.com. Again, the website is johnsmilga.com. And then either in the project page or in the homepage, you'll find Node.
Give me 1 second.
Express tutorial project. So in the homepage, you'll find it in the latest project. So just keep on scrolling. But if it's not here, it's definitely going to be in the project page. And you can even filter it in order to save some time. So look for Node in here. Like I said, the project name is Node Express Tutorial.
Okay, so Node Express Tutorial, where is it? It's supposed to be Node Express Tutorials. No, just called, well, let's see. Node Express Tutorial. Okay, cool. Cool beans. I guess I will star this. And do I want to? Yeah, why not? Cool. Bookmark. Add bookmark. Software development. More. Do I want to? Oh, where is it? Tutorials. All right, cool. That's all.
And not any of these links will get you to the repo. And at this point, you can either clone it, fork it, or just simply download. And you're looking for this Node tutorial. And in here, you'll find all the folders as well as the files. Now, keep in mind that eventually, when we start working on Express, we'll have to get this repo anyway because I'll use it for a starter since I have prepared some assets for you, some assets that we're going to use in our examples. So this is really up to you. If you want, you can get it right now. Just keep in mind that you'll have to get it later anyway. And once we have executed our first code in Node, let's quickly cover the concept of globals or global variables in Node. And the emphasis is on the word quickly. Yes, there are more global variables available, but the idea is not to spend half an hour in Slideville. Instead, I would want to give.
I'm gonna spend half an hour. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. That's not what it is. Their name? Sad face. Alright, fine. You know what? Let me embarrass myself on stream real fast.
Give you a general idea. And as we progress with the course, don't worry, we will implement them. And that way, you can right away see them in action, not just some random general description. And before we continue, let me just mention that throughout the tutorial, the code from the previous video, I'm going to save in a file. So for example, remember our first complex app with amount and all that. So what I did, I created a file name by the one hyphen intro.js, and then I just copy and paste it. And this is what I'm going to do throughout the Node tutorial part of the course. So that way you can always have access to the code. And if you ever need to, you can jog your memory. Now, if you don't want to use my one, if you're adding your own comments and all that, I would also suggest doing that. Where essentially just create a file, just dump it, and then that way you are slowly progressing on the course. And if you ever need to go back and refresh your memory, you always have that option. And keep in mind that if you would want to run this file, you simply go with node and then whatever the file name, right? So in my case, that would be keep on numbers, really up to you. So back to the globals. When we work
1 minute. My machine is running hot, mainly because it's hot as hell out here. It's not running too hot. Well, it's running hot, but it's not
in
excessive.
Vanilla.js applications, we know a very cool thing is the fact that we have access to the window object. And the reason why it's so cool, because in the window object, we can get a bunch of useful things, right? So, for example, we can get a query select.
So for the hurricane, we had. I don't think we were affected by Hurricane Ida too much. Funny enough, I have a friend named Ida, so we're just like, why are you ruining everything for everybody? You're just destroying everything, Ida. Oh, but we're, hold on. I need to check Hurricane Ida's path. We had some rain last week, but we had a tropical storm over. Oh, actually, no. We had some. Yeah, we had some rain last week. I think we had like a just a like a I guess a pressure system or something like that. Like it's a little bit cloudy now. It's not completely cloudy. Like it's hard to see the blue in the sky. But it's still fairly sunny. Um, Hurricane Ida path. Uh, uh, Previous path. Path map. That's works. Previous path. I just want to see where it's been. Okay, cool. Let's see. Nope. Uh, so there was a tropical storm here that was. Did it? So it might have started here. No, did it? It couldn't have possibly started there. Let me check. Okay, so stop. Go away. Man. All right. So, okay. So this is probably the what happened. So we had rain the other day and it probably became a storm off the coast of Jamaica unless this is like before, I don't know. Cuz we had a storm before and it literally passed directly over Jamaica and it was windy and rainy, but it was like a tropical storm. And it was like that for a couple of days, for like maybe a day or two. Then we had more rain and we had some wind, but I didn't hear anything about a system there. And when I checked, it wasn't it wasn't like named anything. It was like a system or something. Yeah. So your friend did start. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell her that because she's gonna be upset. But yeah, it made landfall already. Like what it was supposed to be. Supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a Cat 4 when it made landfall. Let me see. Yeah, like there's some people I know that like people in New Orleans don't have power right now. Yeah, they don't have power right now. I know people were evacuating for like the last 72 hours. Um, but yeah. Hurricanes, man. Like I know I'm going to, you know what? I'm not going to say anything, because I don't want to knock on wood or anything crazy like that. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Wow, it's that far inland already? Let me see. And it has enough strength to go across the United States before, wow, Jesus. Because there's no water to draw power from. Okay, that's my thing going crazy. Or that's my phone. Yeah, hurricanes blow. Really do? Really? All right, so let's go away from that. Um, have kids legally obligated to say? Yeah, it's funny. I don't have any children. I don't have any children, so whenever I make dad jokes, I'm like, I'm not a licensed dad. Oh man. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. So that's my phone telling me that I need to take a break. So unlicensed father jokes. Yeah, there you go. Unlicensed father jokes. You can't use dad jokes. It's copyrighted. Oh man. Oh, it used to be a dad joke organization. um. Right. So I am going to take a quick break. Give me a second. Just give me one moment. I'm just going to do this intermission thing. Cool. I'm just going to bring all this stuff back up. All right, so I have this spiel that I kind of go on with every time I take a break. So what what I'm doing is I just get up, I just kind of move around for a bit. I do that for about 10 minutes, and then I get back at it. What I am also going to do right now, what I'm also going to do right now is, since I randomly have weights, I'll probably like do shoulder press and bench press, not bench press, shoulder press and not bent over rows. What are those things called? Bicep curls. There. As well. But anyways, what I usually do is I just make this whole long speech about um about when you're working to take a break and um take a break and 4, 5. Yeah, take a break and just kind of chill out, because this is, software development is a difficult profession, and it's like we work with a lot of information. So, by the way, I'm a little distracted because I'm actually literally trying to work exercise while I'm talking, and that doesn't usually work out very well for me. But yeah, um, take breaks, walk around, give yourself time to decompress from the work you're doing. Like, it will help the quality of your work. Um, if you're taking a break, please get up and move around. Um, like, our bodies are not made to just sit there for 8 hours a day, even though a lot of us do. Like, a lot of bad things happen, like your muscles start weakening because they're just not in use in the same way. And then, like, you start getting up and getting back pain, and then you get like, there's a whole bunch of things that will happen. Like, for instance, for me, like, I sat a lot, and what is it? I think my hip flexors are overactive, and for a while, like, my glutes were pretty bad. I don't remember. But I had really poor posture because of sitting this entire time, for sitting for a long while, for long whiles, which I'm paying for now. And so I just make it a point to, anytime I'm taking these breaks, to kind of advocate for taking breaks and exercising. And it doesn't even necessarily mean like, I have weights, so I'm using weights, but just walking around the block, walking around your office, standing, like, before I had the weights here, which I'm not going to have forever. I have to give these back. But before I had the weights here, uh I would just literally get up and I'd just move around, you know, and talk to you guys, but I would just get up and move around. This is a lot more tiring than I thought it would be. But yeah, just get up, move around, walk. Don't think about your problem, by the way. Like, just give yourself the opportunity to decompress. You know what I mean? It's really important. It's really important. And like, I say this every stream, and I'll probably say this every stream. Also drink water. So the where I got this from is mainly from, her name is Scooter Phoenix on Twitter. Like, she's very much a part of the just being healthy. She always advocates for just having healthier activities. So she'll go out of her way to say, hey, it's 12 o'clock. Have you taken a break today? Have you drank some water? Stay hydrated. And I like, when I started streaming, I kind of took that stuff to heart. Yeah, when I started streaming, I took that stuff to heart, and so I make it a point that while I'm streaming, one, I do the things that she's saying. Well, I drink a lot of water anyway, but I just make it a point to talk about it, and I make a point to also kind of advocate for that type of stuff. And I'm not even saying that I'm like a excessive case. Excessive is not the right word. Extreme case. I'm not an extreme case at all. Like, all of my stuff is fairly reversible. Like, I do have knee problems, but like I can do stuff about it still, right? I'm still active enough. I'm still active enough where I can do something about a lot of these problems. But some people are older. Some people would have been able to do something by the time that they got to that point, and then they have serious physical issues. Um, Again, I'm exercising and talking, and I'm not doing either well, but they have significant physical issues. I am really surprised. So, well, it's just because I'm talking and I'm not actually breathing. Ugh. So I'm not giving myself time to catch my breath. So I'm just winded. Ooh. Oh man. All right. I'll probably do one more. Well, that's 3 sets. I'll probably do something else. What else can I do? Anyways, let me get back up. I'm sorry, a little winded. But yeah, like, just taking care of your body, like, just take care of your body, like, exercise if you, and it doesn't have to be anything excessive, like just walking a bit, like walk a bit every day, like take time, like, I mean, even if your exercise is literally just the walking around the office. I keep saying office as if we're actually in the office. But walking around, wherever you are, like just taking a couple of minutes to do that, like that's fine. Like preferably you would want to, for cardio, you would want to do something where your heart rate is elevated for an extended period of time, but that's fine. Just doing something, you know. Anyways, like I said, I always advocate for this, and I will continue to always advocate for this because I think it's fairly important. In fact, I probably should join Scooter in saying, hey, have you um drank water and stuff like that? Because it's important, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of health issues, especially in our field, So, anyways, um, let me see if I can think of something else I can do. I should be able to do something. It should be like 5 minutes left, right? Let me check. 2 minutes left. Uh, I'll just do bent over rows. I won't superset it with anything, but I'll just do bent over rows. I'll do a set of 3, and then um, and then I'll just get back to it. And then after that, you know, we'll just do another hour or so, and that'll be it. Why do I have this up as opposed to the tutorial? Oh, by the way, this is the song. So, let me talk about that because I actually had nothing else to talk about. So, this song is from Street Fighter 5. It is called The Grid 2. The Grid is pretty much training room for people who are more familiar with fighting game analogy. Or fighting game, whatever. Who's more familiar? Um, so they released like a couple of extra songs a couple of years ago, and this is like literally my favorite song in the game. Well, yeah, it's literally my favorite song in the game. It's super chill. Like it's really easy to kind of play in the background. So like when I was working, I would just play this in the background, and it was really good at kind of blocking out all the other stuff in the office. And it's not like it's interesting to listen to. It's interesting enough to listen to so that like when you catch yourself, you're listening to it and it's like, man, this is good. But it's also good to like kind of tune out and use it to tune out the rest of the world. Um, but yeah, so I guess I'm playing it because for not necessarily mostly the same reasons. It's just like it's kind of like that whole lo-fi thing. You know what I mean? It's just like super easygoing music, which ironically it's more of an easygoing song, you know. Oh, okay, yeah, there's my phone going. It's more of an easygoing song for like a fighting game where a fighting game is supposed to be like really hyper and like energy inducing and adrenaline pumping, and this is not that at all. It's like the exact opposite, but it's cool, man. It's cool. I won't say there's a lot of songs like this. Like I think KOF 13, I don't know what's it called, Mountain Training. That's another famous song that's like super chill. Like it's a song that you can just kind of play over and over again, and you can just listen to and either tune out or whatever. But yeah, just I guess I just giving a quick background of the song and why it's playing on the stream. Yeah. So give me one more minute. I'm gonna do one more set of bent over rows, and then we can get back into the node stuff. You know, really interested in the globals. I don't know how far I'm going to get into it because at this point I still don't know how I'm going to get the function definitions. Actually, could you? I don't think DevTools gave you. I don't think browser DevTools gave you the function definitions of functions in an object. I think it just told you that it was a function. I guess I'd have to look it up, right? Oh well, sad face. Hmm. How would I do that? How would I do that without Google? Why am I saying such blasphemous things? How would I do it without Google? uh, anyways, let me finish this one set out. Alright. That's 10. Actually, give me a sec. Let me sanitize my hands. I mean, I sanitized the because they're not mine. I sanitized the 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 weights when I got them, but I'm just being extra. Let's just go with that. I'm just being extra about the whole thing. Whew. Hey, give me a second, Jacob. I see your message. I'm just kind of caught up in this. Cool beans. So much for not thinking about the problem on your break. Yeah. Do what I say and not what I do. Whew. I did not, and I should know. I should know. I should know better as to why you shouldn't try to exercise and talk at the same time. And so like these are like 15 pounds, right? So, and I've been working with them for a while, mainly because we just don't have access to a lot of weights. I would go to a gym, and I was pretty happy. There was a point where, what the heck is okay, whatever. There was a point where I was like doing 20 pounds, and I mean that's not like the most exciting thing, but it was exciting for me. Thanks, Nightbot. I definitely do. I definitely do what you do. Yeah, yeah. It's like, I mean, so the reason why I learned this taking a course, learning how to learn, and the reason why I advocate for taking a break is because when you're working, you're focused on a particular task, right? And the brain operates in a specific way while you're focused on that task. This is what I might not be talking about it exactly the proper way, but your brain is focused on a particular task. So I guess focused and diffuse mode they use. There were certain terms that they'd use. Um, and it's like it kind of narrows its focus on like a particular realm, you know what I mean? Like for instance for Node, it narrows its focus space based, on the Node environment, on JavaScript and stuff like that, and you think about problems in that way, right? In that very narrowed way. And so when you take a break and specifically when you take a break and you not think about the problem, you kind of let your brain kind of access other parts of like your experience, and that's when the brain uses like goes out of its way to like make connections to other parts of your experience, and that's where you get your aha moments, right? Like, so a lot of people, they have the experience of going and taking a shower and coming up with a brilliant idea in the shower, right? Like, is you've either had that experience or you've heard of somebody describe it, even if it's on TV, right? The the reason why that happens is because your brain's not focused on the specific thing or a specific thing. It's just open-ended. Yeah, like shower thoughts, right? So it's not focused on anything specific, and so now it's going out of its way to be like, especially if it's taking in new information. Well, you know what? I don't know about that specifically, but it's definitely like going out of its way to like, okay, with the information we have, what can we connect it to other information? You know what? Let me say, when it's taking in new information, it does this. So it takes in new information, and then if you just give it the opportunity to not like focus specifically on that information and trying to leverage it, it will start. You guys actually can't even see me. Give me a sec. Cause I'm moving my hands about as if you can see me. But it will start making connections to to the information that you're thinking about, or the information that you just took in with other experiences that you have, and like you want to give your brain opportunity to do that. So like when you're working on a problem, like if we go directly to code, when you're working on or code programming, when you're working on a problem, you really want to work on the problem for a specific period of time, like say an hour or 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours might even be too long, but you work on the problem for a period of time, and then like if you're not making any progress, you just call it. You just go, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and you just get up and you walk around. Like that's what people do. People will get up and they'll just kind of walk around, and then like you're just giving your brain opportunity to just kind of really connect that information to other things. And like intense focused work is stressful. It's tiring. You know what I mean? And so just taking a break makes it easier for you to do focused work over a period of time. And the break doesn't even have to be long. Like I took a 10-minute break. Technically I'm still on break now because I'm not doing anything, but I took a 10-minute break, like uh so there's the Pomodoro technique. Well, I guess I took a 10-minute break because a Pomodoro is generally 25 minutes as opposed to 50 minutes, which is what I'm thinking of. But like you like the Pomodoro technique is pretty much doing intense focus work for 25 minutes. My chair is falling apart. For 25 minutes, and then taking a break for 5 minutes and then just doing that over and over and over again, you know. And it's just about like keeping, I don't want to say, yeah, it's about like keeping your energy up and then really assimilating the information, you know. And it's like that in it's now you're doing that in a framework, so it's easier to use, you know. But yeah, like take breaks. I guess that's the long and short of this whole thing. Take breaks, please. Breaks are good for you. They're extremely good for you. So I am going to set a timer for 50 minutes, and where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna set a timer for 50 minutes. Actually, well, 40 minutes. Actually, before I even do that, I'm gonna go use the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of water. So let me go use the bathroom. I should put this back over here. Let me go use the bathroom. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. What am I doing? Oh, right. I want to fix this as well. Let me fix that. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's sort of like I just made those changes and it bugged me a little bit. All right, cool. So we will go back to this tutorial. We are going to talk about globals, which is interesting. It's actually interesting. I just had no idea how I was going to pronounce that. So it sounds like I don't care. Actually, I'm really interested in this. It's pretty cool. But yeah.
Selector. So I can select a node. I can get built-in fetch. And hopefully you get the gist. Now, I don't want to rain on your parade, but in Node there's no window. Why? Well, because there's no browser. So there's no window object. So if you'll try to access window,
how am I supposed to work with no window object? It's blasphemy, I say. Blasphemy. Alright, I'm done.
Node will spit back the error, and most likely your app will crash. Now, there are some globals, of course. there is this concept of global variables. And essentially, what global variables means that anywhere in your application you can access them. So no
Yeah, you can only program those while in the basement. No windows. No windows. Node's a Linux user. No windows whatsoever. Oh man. Oh boy. You can only program Node in a deep dark cave. God, like it. I'm trying to come up with good no window jokes. I'm just going to stop.
no matter how complex my application gets, how nested it gets, or whatever, I'll always have access to those variables. And again, let me repeat, these are just some of the variables. Of course, there's more. And I'm not going to spend hours and hours talking about them. I simply want to give you a general idea. And then, like I said, we'll start using them and you'll see them in action. And in my opinion, that's just going to make it way clearer
Oh, my
about
timer.
what, in fact, they're doing. And some of the useful ones, we have their name. So that would be underscore underscore their name. Just gonna give us path to current directory. Then we have also underscore underscore file name, which as you can see is gonna give us a file name. Then we have require, which is a function to use modules, as well as the module that would be info about the current module. Now these two, we'll literally cover them in the upcoming videos because our next big topic is going to be modules. So for the time being, just remember that we have require and module, and you'll see them in action in no time. And then we have a very, very, very useful one, and that one is a process. And why it's so useful, because it gives us a info about the environment where the program is executed. Because we need to keep in mind, when it comes to a Node app, at the moment, yeah, we're executing that on our machine. But when you deploy, for example, your API, so for example, your server, right? Where is it sitting? It is sitting on DigitalOcean.
Quick note. I am sweating. Man, why did I do this to myself? I did some work. I did a little bit of workout. It is hot as hell. What is the humidity today? I am going to answer that question on. I can't answer that question on stream because my the internet on my phone is off. Mainly because so what I'm using, funny enough, I was talking about a Pomodoro technique earlier. What I'm using is just a Pomodoro timer. Um, and what it will do, it will turn off all of my internet so that I don't get messages from the internet. um, and it will silence the phone, but the phone was already on silent. So yeah. But yeah. Anyways, let me continue with this.
Or Heroku or whatever. So that, of course,
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like I love it. Like I don't use it often, to be quite honest with you. Because whenever I find myself working, I find myself sitting there for 3 hours just because I get so engrossed in what I'm doing. But it's great. Like it's called Clear Focus. It's an Android app. It probably has, if you're iOS, it probably has an iOS app. But yeah, it will, and I'm pretty sure other Pomodoro apps do this as well, other Pomodoro timers, but like it can silence like apps, not silence. It will stop the process for the app as well, but I don't want to do that. Mainly because it requires you installing another app, and I'm like, no. So I just have it set to just turn off my internet. Like, I don't know if it puts it in airplane mode. I don't think it does. No, I'm getting a mobile signal. So it doesn't put it in airplane mode. Um, but like it puts it on silent, right? So like if I get phone calls, I'll get the call and the notification. Um, but I'll likely not see it. So yeah, I actually blocked everything at the router level on a schedule back when I was in college to help me concentrate. Wow, that's yeah, like sometimes you need to do that just to make sure that you're not on the internet. You know what I mean? Or not on the internet where you can't use certain things because like I've definitely found myself like studying back in the day or trying to do some work and then I go like, oh, let me go check YouTube because maybe YouTube has a tutorial. And 2 hours later, I'm watching cat videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or on Twitter, that happens with Twitter a lot. When I'll just hop on Twitter and like, an hour goes by and I'm just like, shit, like I should have been working. You know what I mean? Like not so much now. I actually tried to. Funny enough, let me close this. I actually am pretty good about not going onto distracting apps when I'm working, but I'm not usually working as intensely as I would if I were like working a job. So, you know, and I mean shit. Like I would go on break, and I would go on break, and like, sometimes you go on break and you go on YouTube and you go on Twitter. And again, that's still 2 hours of my life gone. But I only had break for an hour. And it's just like shit. But you know what? I should do I should do this. I'll put this in the background.
Is already a different environment. And of course, based on that environment, you can make a bunch of decisions in your application. Again, if you'll take a look at the process right now, it's just going to be a giant object of gibberish data. But trust me, as we're progressing with the course, we'll find a bunch of useful properties that we'll implement in our application. Now, any of them, you can simply console log and you'll get that useful data. So you can just run console log and then, for example, their name. Again, I'm not going to console log all of them.
I am node console.log their name. Really? Why is this? Is it their name? Yeah. Why is this not? Hold on, let me check something. Just making sure I'm actually doing this right. Why is it not console logging this? Their name is not defined. Console.log their name. Yeah, it's not working. Wow, really? It's not available in REPL? Man, sad face. All right, fine. You win this time, Node. Actually, let me close this. Yeah. I don't use it very often, to be quite honest with you. I don't use it very often at all. So I just don't know those type of things. So let's see. Console.log. Do you know why it's not available in in REPL? Like, why is that? And then console.log. Not that file name. Actually, it don't even make sense. I just dump everything into a script now and test. Yeah, like that's probably better because it's always cumbersome to work in REPL, right? Like I tried doing it for like sometimes back in the day, like a couple of months back, what would happen is I would be messing around with something, right? And there's like, why is this not working? And I'll just go into what is the stupid thing? I'll go into to DevTools and I'll just go into console log and I'll just start putting things in there, and it just gets cumbersome because it's like you declare a variable and then you try to redeclare it because like that's just how you think, right? Like, oh, I don't see it anymore. It's just, So you try to redeclare the variable, and then then it will console out. The console will just be like, no, the variable's declared already, and it's just stupid. um, then I found, let me see, I should bring it up because I don't remember what it's called. Script history or something like that. Where's the tools? Dev tools. I don't remember what it's called. Not performance. Sources. No, not sources. Because this is not. What is this stupid thing called? Give me a second. I'm gonna make this a window. I don't remember what it's called. It's not application. Console sources. I think it is called sources. Oh right, yeah, it's called sources. Sorry, it's a new machine. I had it's like the scripts you can just write here, and this is where I just play around with a lot of things. Actually, let me make sure. Why is it displaying it like that? I guess it's because of the way the window is. But yeah, like I would just open this and just run scripts in here. You know, go through breakpoints. By the way, uh, what is it? Just debugging code in general, by debugging or learning about code in general by just going by running the debugger is so fun. I really enjoy it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Anyhow, yeah, so that's what I would do. I don't know why I do that. I just it was just a it's just a part of the work. It's just a random workflow I kind of came up with. I started doing. It worked for me, so. Okay, some of the globals are tied specifically to files, and the REPL is a sandbox. Okay, I guess that makes sense. All right, give me a second. I'm going to run this again. God, this thing is always an inconvenience. God, I need a second monitor. Dot exit. Cool. Node. Wow. Learn to type. Node app.js. Okay, cool. And then comment that. Uncomment that. Save. Clear. And then. Okay, cool. File name. Oh wow! So file name literally gives you the entire path and the file. Okay. Well, I guess this makes sense. I don't even know why I thought I would get this in REPL anyway. No, the more I think about it. Where's the other stuff? I wonder if is require console.log require. Yeah, cool. So requires this. Okay, it's not even that big of a function. All right, so I guess the question here is, oops, require. They'll probably do the same thing. In fact, it's not even probably, it's going to do the same thing. Exit. While I do that anyway. Oh. Oh, cool. It didn't do exactly the same thing. What is this? Undefined. Let me see. So function require. Yep, function require, resolve, function require. Okay, cool. That's the same. Main. Oh, so the main was undefined. And extensions. Where's extensions? Extensions. Object null property. Null property. These things were defined. It's just the main that didn't do anything. Cache. Object null property. Oh wow. Okay, cool. And then a bunch of attributes. So ID dot. Why is this like dot? This is the file path. Exports. There's no exports. Exports. Wait. That's not. I need to define module.exports. Module.exports. I have no idea. Equals. Oh wait, no. I don't need to do that. Amount. That should do it. I think that should do it. Exports. Nope. No exports. Let me make sure that I'm doing exports correctly. Module dot exports. JavaScript. Cool. Crying a module, creating exports dot. Okay, so exports dot. Okay, let's go with that. Exports dot amount equal amount. Yeah, I'm not very good with this type of stuff. And then clear. So it's just the main, it seems. Nope, there's still no exports. So const get name equals some crap. Export. Okay, cool. Well, this is not the. I think you need to export a function, or it has to be a function. All right, function it is then. Go away, insect. Const silly function is silly. Oh, it needs to be equal fat arrow. Why am I doing this? Console log. Haha. Function. Oh, whoops. Silly. Silly function is silly. Hey! Cool. And then. Nope. It doesn't matter. Or at least. Oh, wait. Sorry. Let me clear this because it's getting a bit confusing. Or. Cool. No, it's not. It's not exporting this thing at all. I don't see it at all. So let me do the module dot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Exports equals. Let's go with that. Let me clear this again. Nope. Wow, it doesn't want to export anything. All right, fine, fine. Keep your secrets. All right, so you know what? I know what to do. What is module? module ID repo path exports. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea too. Oh, cause I was thinking that too, and I was just like, we shouldn't need that. Process dot exit. I'm using this way too much for no good reason. All right, clear. Node app.js. Nope. Still, I can't believe it. Wow, it really, 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 really has nothing. What is this exports in where is it? What is it? We are console log dot require. Wonder. Let me see something. Module. You know what? Let me. You know what? Here's what we'll do. Because this is requiring it after. This is requiring it afterwards. So let's move this here. And then let's see what it says now. Yeah, that's the issue. It was console logging. In fact, no, I really want to have I know I have a bit of questions. So exports silly equals silly function. The console log was in the wrong place. So clear. Yeah, so we name it silly. It's an object called silly, and it's using the function definition. Silly function is silly. Okay, cool. What else did I want to check? Silly function is silly. Silly function is silly. There was something else I wanted to check. Here. Oh, right. I know what I wanted to check. Amount. If we could just export the variable amount, should be that. Should be able to do that. Let's clear this. Yeah, can export the variable, and it will say it here amount, and it's a 12, and it's the 12. It's 12. Yeah, we just had the console log in the wrong spot. Anyhow. Yeah, no, things make sense. Yeah. My bad. I put the phone. Yeah, I are sorry. Give me a sec. Oof. Oh, it's getting kind of cloudy. I can even smell rain. I can see rain. All right, so there's still some weather system that's around here. To answer your question, Jacob. Anyhow, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to this. Yeah, we already did require. Actually, we did not do Wait, no, we did module. Oh, wow. I really hope that. My goodness. I'm so confused. Okay, alright. Sorry. Clear. Node. App. There you go. Okay, cool. So it exports an object, and module will tell you what it's exporting. So I don't know how module communicates with require, but it's definitely sending out an object to require. Jesus, why is my adapter for this laptop so hot? I need to talk to somebody about that. Anyways, yeah, so it's sending out an object to require, and then require gets it and gets this stuff. Oh wait, exports.require. Okay. Module.exports, and let's see what this is. Clear. Oh, so we get the actual what is in the object now. So we're exporting 12. Oh wait, this is the definition of module. So require, let's see. So require has, where is it? Let me clear this. And then require, yep, here we go. Yep, so require, and this should be the whole thing. Yep. Require has this resolve, this is promise. And then it has module in it, and module, it has the main module, and then this is everything in module, which is da 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 da, exports the file name, loaded false, children, path, so node modules. There isn't a node modules. Yeah, there isn't a node modules. Oh, that's weird. Home, MERN node modules. Oh, there's a lot of node modules here. Why is there so many node modules? Paths here. That's really weird. None of these things have node modules in them. I guess just in case. I guess it's like checking for it. That is like the resolution path. Maybe. Extensions, objects, null prototype .json .js .json .node, and then cache object, and then it redefines module here. Oh, it doesn't redefine everything. So here, like paths. Oh, okay, paths and arrays. Is it path and array here? Yeah, it's an array. Yeah. So require express, it will crawl through the folders in that list in that order until it finds express. Okay. 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 So it will just constantly look for uh a node modules and then express. I mean, not in this particular case, but in the case that you're talking about, it will crawl through that to look for a node modules folder and then check in the node modules folder if express exists. Okay, that's interesting. So then, so what if express was global? Well, why would you want express to be global? Ugh, yeah, why would you want express to be global? Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there like, I know why I want express to be global, and they're just gonna get salty at me. Right. Anyways, that was fun. So we went through pretty much everything. Like, these are just what are those things called? These are just primitives. Their name, file name are just primitives. Require is an object that has all this stuff in it. Um, so when you require something, all right. So yeah, express will return the path to express that it ends up finding. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. Require resolve express will return the path to express that it ends up finding, and this is resolve. Okay. Function, so it's function resolve paths. Okay, so it passes the paths and it will go through. Yeah, okay. So I see what you're saying. So this is an array, right? And so this path is the object. So it passes the array of paths, I think, here. Or function paths. Oh wait, no, no. Yeah, paths, function path. So this is a function path. Um, yeah, this is a function path. It might take this array though, because like you said, it will go through until it finds express and it will pass the what you call it. It will pass the path of the express file that it finds and use that. That. Um, so I'm going to give me a second. Fun.js. Console.log. This is fun. Cool. Save. Alright, so require. What is it? Require. Um, Actually, we have to give a file. We need to give a file path. Fun. And we don't need to do that. So clear. Node.js. Whoops. Node app. There we go. This is my first fun. This is fun. So it ran it. Why did it run it? Let me see. Let me actually. So not resolve. This is fun. It still ran it. Oh wait, I didn't save it. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So this is the file path, as you said. Alright. What if we put express here? It's not gonna find an express. I don't think it should. There isn't any node modules there. Yep, it doesn't find express. Express is not defined. Oh wait, you. Still shouldn't find anything. It'll probably be like an empty string. Yep, module not found. Cannot find module express. It's pretty amazing how fast it does that. Anyways. So that was a bit of fun going through all of that. Yes, come down rain. Cool the earth, please. Because it's hot as hell. It doesn't help that my machine is hot as hell too. Actually. Yeah, it does not help that my machine is hot as balls right now. Give me a second. I'm just gonna check the timer. Ooh, 6 minutes. Only got 6 minutes to save the world. What's it actually is? Only got 6 minutes to save the world.
Of them, probably the biggest one
Wow, that was like a whole 30 minutes just fucking around with this.
is going to be the process. Like I said, you'll get a bunch of properties that at the moment will look like gibberish, and I simply need to save. And of course, then we go with Node and app.js. We run that, and there it is. Now, of course, this gives
This guy's a liar. He said he wasn't gonna run it. He's a liar. You're a liar. I caught you in a lie, sir. I caught you in a lie.
me the path. So if you're interested, of course, you can console log the rest of them as well. But in my case, I'm going to stop with their name. Now, also, very quickly, yes, you have access to the console. So as you can see, in order to console log, we have to use the console. So that is also something that is available globally. Then, just like in the vanilla.js, we have set interval as well as set timeout. So you can run these ones. And I'm not going to run both of them, but I'll show you set interval very quickly, just so you don't think that I'm cheating. And the way it's going to look like, of course, we have our callback function. And then I'll say that my interval is going to run every second. And I must type hello world. Otherwise, well, what kind of tutorial is this? And again,
That's not okay.
again, we simply go back to Node and then app.js. And as you can see, now after every second, I have hello world in console. And in order to stop it, remember the command was Control and C. And before we move on and start talking about the modules, let me also mention something else, where essentially we don't need to type Node and then app.js. You can simply write Node and then app. However, throughout the course, I'll probably keep on typing JS just because I'm annoying. That would be the
I agree with you. I'm annoying too. I do the same thing. As soon as he mentioned it, it's like you don't have to type. I was sitting there, so it's like, yo, what magical secrets is this man going to say? He's like, you don't have to type JS. It's like, thanks. I didn't know that. To be fair, I didn't, but like even then, I probably would. Like I just don't do it here. Where is it? Oh damn it! I took it out already. But yeah, I just don't do it there because, to be quite honest, because of habit. Yeah, it's because of habit. You know what? That is a really sad explanation for this whole thing. I'm probably just not gonna do it anymore. I'm just gonna make it a point not to. You know what? Breaking habits. One enter key at a time.
first thing. Now the second thing, and this is not a node thing, this is actually a terminal. If you don't want to type it, you can simply go back to the previous command. And in order to do that, you need to press was node and then probably, and again, you just not a node thing, this is a terminal. I just type clear. And lastly, to answer the question that's probably bugging you the most, we always have to just type node and then the file name. Because as we're going to be testing, especially in tutorial, it will probably get annoying. And the answer is yes, but only for now. Once we learn about NPM, the external packages, which at the moment I fully understand doesn't make any sense at all, then there's a command that effectively will restart our application. So we'll have to install some
he's talking about
third-party.
what is it? What is it called? No daemon. No daemon. Who came up with the name Daemon? Like, how did that? What? What? Okay, so I'm. Nope. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna look it up.
Module,
Look it up.
external library, and that will do the job of restarting the application. For now, yes, all throughout tutorial up until the point where we cover that external library and external libraries in general, yes, we'll have to type node and then whatever is the file name. I know it's a little bit annoying, but I just don't want to skip ahead. I want to get us there with a full information of what is happening. So with this in place, in Node, beautiful. And once we understand the globals in Node, now let's talk about the modules. And first, let's return to this command. Notice we have here Node and then app.js. And probably the question that you have is, well, does that mean that all my application needs to be in this one file? And the answer again is yes and no. Yes, you'll execute one file, but you'll split your code in modules. Otherwise, that would be literally insane to jam all your code in one file. And effectively, I'll just show you.
I'm pretty sure somebody's done it.
With an extremely complex.
Actually, why am I stop?
App, and of course, extremely complex is in the air quotes right now, and you'll see why we would want to use the modules in the first place. So in the next video, I'll give you official intro with a bunch of gibberish and all that, but for the time being, let's just build super complex app and then see why we would want to use those modules in the first place. And if you have any familiarity with ES6 modules, if you have worked with them in vanilla.js, the play console, then we would have no order, and then where again it is getting big. You already have the idea, but here and then right. So once we see what makes it.
All right, I'm just going to go back to this. Where is it? That's right.
Our next topic, which is going to be modules in Node.
All right. So my phone is telling me that I should stop, so I'm gonna stop right here. I'm sorry, I'm looking at. Stop being distracted by your phone. All right. So this, let me go back here. Where's? All right. Distractions. Haha. Yes. Let's build a super big app. Add 10 lines of code. It's big, man. It's big. 10 lines, dude. 10. 10. 10. Not even 9. It's double digits. Double digit lines of code. Do you know how many lines that is? Do you? All right. Yeah. So, right. That's the first. It's not even 30 minutes. Yeah, that's like the first 30 minutes of the tutorial. It's funny because I'm literally thinking it took us 2 hours to go through the first 30 minutes of the tutorial. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's really what you're supposed to do. Like, so, all right, let me talk a little bit about the intention of going through the tutorial. So, one of the big ways people get stuck in tutorial hell is they go and they do the tutorial and they follow the tutorial completely exactly the way the things are in the tutorial, and then they finish it and they're just like, they feel really empowered, right? So they're like, oh my god, I just learned how, let me not do that, but I just learned how to do JavaScript, so I'm amazing, I can do all of this work. And then they go and try to do their own thing, and it falls apart because they kind of had their hand held during the tutorial. I've heard the phrase used before. I'll use it. I hope I use it correctly. But the tutorial takes them on the happy path. So a big part of programming is running into problems and trying to solve problems. In fact, that's probably 80% of programming, right? It's a big part of programming, right? And so generally, like when you do these tutorials, you're just doing you're in essence not even solving a problem. You're just kind of following along on something. I'm sorry, there's a mosquito I'm trying to murder. But you're just following along with this person's explanation. Anyhow, like what you really want to do is you want to learn whatever they're teaching you, and the mosquito is gone. You want to learn whatever they're teaching you, but you also want to what is it? You also want to what you call it? Work on your own. So, like for instance, oh, there's a mouse. You guys can't see, but like what I was doing, why it took so long for us to go through the only 30 minutes of the tutorial is because one of the things that I was doing is whenever he was just like, oh, I'm not going to go through this, and I was like, I'm going to go through it, and it's like learned a little bit about module, learned a little bit about process. To be fair, I didn't go through process that much. Learned a little bit about require, you know, like I didn't have that information until that, right? But the tutorial wasn't going to give it to me. He flat out said he wasn't. So I went and kind of did my own thing. Now, like in essence, what you're supposed to do is they teach you how to do something, and then you take that and you expand on it, or you just even do it differently. Like, and it helps you kind of get a better idea of what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Um, it just kind of helps solidify your knowledge. So, anyways, long story short, that's what I'm going to do. It's so whenever something silly like that comes up, where it's just like, oh, I'm not going to talk about this. It's like, well, I'm going to go mess around with this, or like, excuse me, like, what was it? Um, I'm just gonna take my time and just kind of go through the whole thing, because this whole thing is about learning, right? It's not about actually working on something right now. It's just about learning. So yeah, that's why it's gonna take a while, But that's the fun part, And you learn a lot, and hopefully because I'm doing this on stream, other people can watch this and they'll learn something as well. I don't know if what's his name is still there, but yeah. Anyhow, we are at the end of the stream. Thank you for dealing with the incoherence and the randomness of myself. um, so, well, I guess for Twitch, funny enough, this works both ways. Uh, for people that for everybody viewing this on Twitch right now, I have a YouTube channel. It's on the right of this banner here. Um, you can't see my mouse, sad face. It's on the right of my banner here. You just look up ChadRStewart. It's probably not the best thing, but that's literally the YouTube channel. I don't have like a direct link yet because I don't have enough what you call it. I don't have enough. Well, whatever. That's the YouTube channel, ChadRStewart. Um, so I really appreciate a follow on YouTube. For people viewing this on YouTube, this is the Twitch channel where this broadcast originated from, ChadRStewart. I believe that's. I'm just making sure. Yeah, it's ChadRStewart. That's where the broadcast originated from. Would really appreciate a follow here. It's a subscribe for YouTube, right? Yeah, subscribe, and a follow for this. Uh, why am I moving my mouse around like people actually see it? Anyways, um, so we're gonna continue to do that. Like I said, I kind of reached out to somebody else, another, what is his name? Another instructor who had made a tutorial on Udemy, which I really liked, and I was just asking him if I could do the tutorial on stream. Um, Hopefully he says yes. If he doesn't, then sad face. We'll just continue on this path, which is it's pretty okay so far. You know, Obviously, even just taking the time out to kind of do all this stuff, I learned a lot. Um, but yeah, I hope it's interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. thank you, everybody, and you have a good one. I almost turned off the stream. I actually have a stream ending thing, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to be all fancy with my stream. Like look at me trying to be. Anyways, all right. I'm supposed to. Uh, screw it. I'm going away. Bye, everybody. Yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, that's what I should say. Thanks for everybody who followed. Thank you, Jacob, for spending time here. Thank you. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna go away now before I embarrass myself. Thanks.